Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Mac, how you doing, man?
Hey man, if I was any better, my name would be DJ George Chuck.
Oh man, come
Or
on,
if I
man. If
had
I
your
had my
hands, I
hands, I
cut mine off, buddy.
you beat me to it. You beat me
Yeah.
to it. There we go. That's what's up, man. That's
Hey
what's
man,
up.
you
That's
know that's
what's
what it.
up.
Hey, so listen, we back like we never left. We said it last Tuesday. We actually back like we never left. We're gonna pick back up where we left off. Want to let everybody know that's watching that this show is rated black and uncensored. Real talk, real issues, real solutions. We're gonna tell it like a TIE is. George Chuck, talk to him.
Hey man. Like to welcome y'all to another episode of Nightcap Knowledge. I think this is episode 233. If
Lord.
if I got it right. I think it's 233. But look, if it ain't 233, but it's another episode. Tonight's topic, we are talking, we ain't buying it. The power of black dollars in a global economy. Global economy. So look, we invite y'all to make sure you share this with somebody. If you want to jump in the comments and let us know where you're tuning in, tapping in from. As I jump over to my Facebook and we hit a few ads and shares and things like that, we'd like to let y'all know that this is something that you need to share with somebody, and we put some on your head before you go to bed. This is Nightcap Knowledge each and every Tuesday 9 p.m. and we have a great time. So Mac, why don't you go ahead and tell them what the rule is, and then we'll keep on moving through the rest of the show.
Hey man, we're gonna say like, listen, this show might not be for you. This show is rated black and uncensored. We're gonna tell them, we're gonna talk about some subjects. We're gonna talk about some topics. We just gonna hit it right in the teeth. Um, and we're going to always focus on our mental health. So the mental health minute for this week is the importance of celebration. Now we try to do better as we go into 26. So there will be a lot of colorful language in the first 15 minutes. Uh, hey, but if you're one of the people that enjoy that, just stick around. It's gonna happen, right?
Stick around. It'll be there.
It's gonna happen. So, in the importance of celebration, no matter what person made up a holiday for whatever reason and what turn it took, find the reasons to continue to celebrate people, celebrate yourself, enjoy those times. They give you time off from work or whatever it may be, school, make good use of it. There's nothing we talk about in social work, the importance of human relationships. So you talk about as we coming off of the Thanksgiving break. Some of us every year around Thanksgiving we do sleep out with the homeless, and we see the importance of human relationships. So continue to create good memories and get with your friends. Talk about old memories as you create new memories. But those things we challenge folks to do. No matter what the holiday may be, we can talk about it. We can say they started this because that's fine. Take advantage of it. We're in the season now where we got to take advantage of it. Of those opportunities to do what is in best interest of for you and your people, regardless of the fact what it may be. So that's my mental health minute. Starting off with positivity and seeking positivity no matter what it may be, and utilizing those holidays to do positive things, whether it be helping your community or spending time with folks are the same. So that's it.
Yes, sir, my brother. I love it, love the mental health minute. We definitely need to celebrate as many times as we can, especially when we got something to be thankful for, something to celebrate. And as we talk about what we did post Thanksgiving, during Thanksgiving, because right now we're in what Giving Tuesday. And speaking of Giving Tuesday, I want to throw this QR code up on the screen. You see
Mhm.
this QR code right here. If you're looking at it on IG, we're right here. If you're looking at it on Facebook and Instagram, is right there next to Mr. Mac. So matter of fact, let me check on IG to see how they're doing over there. There we go. But we've got a QR code there, and we have some folks that are going through some things is the best way to describe it.
Mhm.
And we're doing our part. Mac mentioned the sleep out to help the homeless. We also have voter registration uh, Saturday, Mac. Is that right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So we'll be bringing up that information towards our voter registration and push as today was the runoff election for a number of places. But we have a few people in Lawrence County and a couple folks in Harris County that need our assistance. So if you have something to donate, even if it's just donating a like and a share and a comment, let us know what you're trying to do. Definitely appreciate it. But if you got time, you got those resources, scan that QR code on the screen. It'll take you to Sleep Out to Help the Homeless uh, donation link, and we are doing what we can to pass those resources to need Mississippians in need. So Mississippi Move doing our part, Nightcap Knowledge doing our part to help those where we can. Now, the thing that I did this past Friday, which was my birthday, we did. Yeah, let me get myself
Where
some.
your stuff in, Chuck? Come on, man.
Chuck,
Where your drink at?
I drank some tea earlier.
Oh, okay.
Look, you gonna have to give me a second to go. I got some blackberry over there. Hold on, let me grab some blackberry. But let me finish this. Let me finish this, and we'll toast to my birthday because I definitely want to to do that. But the way that I spent my birthday, um, we did this thing called the Black Friday Baseball Clinic. And the Black Friday Baseball Clinic consisted of Coach Marcus Whitfield. Shout out to Coach Marcus. A lot of Marcuses in my life. Uh, and shout out to Otis Wright Jr. in the comments. Otis, what's up, bro? But shout out to Coach Marcus. Coach Marcus is the coach of Prime Baseball, head coach for Prime Baseball, which is the baseball team that McRae, my oldest, plays for. Um, but one of the things that he has been kind of wrestling with, I would say, is the beginnings of another prime team. So what would have been tryouts on yesterday, they've been rescheduled because of the weather. Um, Tryouts have been rescheduled for this coming Monday, and the majority of the kids that we had trying out were or signed up to try out were also a part of what we did on Black Friday, which was the Black Friday baseball clinic. So we were not lined up at the whatever they were selling. I'm typically not the person lined up to do any of that, but we got up that morning, we set up, we were ready to go by 9:30. 9:45 folks started showing up. 10 o'clock we had 20 little ball players on the field, and we went over the fundamentals. We gave them some tips about things that they could do to make sure that they're prepared for their tryouts for the 2026 spring season. So I just want to say, one, I had a ball. Two, I would not have spent my birthday any other way. Um, it was fun to see them little guys out there working towards something that they believe in, and I think that's what we do here each and every Tuesday through each and every broadcast that we produce and publish. We are working towards something that we believe in, and something that we enjoy. So, that being said, uh, man, that was the groove. Jackson was skinning and grinning ear to ear. My boy, he got a lot of compliments from the dads and everything that was out there. And I'm gonna bring up this photo of the crew that we had assembled out there so y'all can see what took place as we prepare to move into the next segment of our show tonight. So here is Jackson and the rest of the guys that were on the groove. There they go right there, man. Let's see. Look at the little homies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. That's Jackson up there with Coach Marcus. Shout out to MJ Connor. Shout out to Coach Luther Woolard. And we had some of the older prime guys. McRae is right there in the middle. We got Caden, Jace, and Brooks is in here somewhere. Oh, there he is back there. But we had the prime 11U team, along with another kid from another team, the Mississippi Rays. But man, we had a ball, man. 10-2. Parents dropped they boys off, and 4 hours we spent on the ball field doing what we love to do. So, man, that's the groove, bro.
Man, sounds good, man. Sounds good. Look, you definitely getting them back into history. Baseball was one of the first sports that was integrated and folks fought for. I definitely think going forward they got to know the history of if baseball was one of those sports. And you found a lot of older guys. Shout out to Colonel Johnson, Sylvanus. He was talking about baseball. You know, he played baseball. So a lot of folks. It was a good sport they could play, especially with a lot of them. You know,
Yeah.
and a lot of them learned how to play it because it was the hand-eye coordination. You were working, doing different stuff. So I definitely always help them understand. Like, listen, people have worked extremely hard for y'all to be able to get to this point and enjoy it and continue to have a good time at it, you know, and that makes them proud. But as you was talking about supporting, goes back to this buying power, right?
Hey, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
This subject and conversation is so
Yeah.
huge. I think because we don't want to unpack it and understand it, we just kind of brush it off.
What you mean?
Like, it's bigger than not spending money on a certain day. Like, if you say, for instance, you had to go to Walmart, we say Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't want to support Walmart. Well, you needed to get something from Walmart, right? You need it. This is the only place that sell it. It's a necessity for you and your family. It's the only place that sell it in 20 miles.
Right.
Don't buy during that time frame. See, it's go back to calculated steps. Don't buy during that time frame. Don't help the numbers, right?
Right.
But if you plan it, then you can find out that there's someone else that sell a product that's just
Exactly.
or better, right? It was like, well, we could talk about so many other folks. I don't want to mix apples and oranges. I don't want us to talk about Lil Pookie M stealing shit out, from the park. I don't want to talk about none of that. Because we like to mix apples and oranges all the time. Apples, oranges, bananas, grapefruit. We throw everything in there. We're like, but you don't say that about the people. No.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in and say it ain't just the we's of the world.
Mhm.
It's everybody. It's everybody. So it's not it's a learned behavior.
Yep.
I think it might be something that it's a deflection.
Correct.
And it's not us. It's us dodging in a sense. Like, if you getting on to your kids and then they attempt to give you I love you, like, like, let's say a toddler.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be doing that. I told you not to do that. And then they give you I love you. Wait, what they got to do with me telling you what you are not supposed to be doing right now? So it's the same thing.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
I think, but I think about some of our other folks though. You made me think about something. They be like, "Yes, I do too." But they still ain't gonna stop this ass whooping. Come on, let's go. It just, but for that, it's like when you want to start to talk about something that we all could play a part in, we want to point back to, yeah, but what about this? We ain't got to do with it.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about that right now.
Yeah.
Right? We talk about subject matter experts staying on that where you are. But like we're talking about, it's called Black Friday for a reason. And I don't, that goes again, knowing your history. Why is it called Black Friday? Are you going to take these folks that's been in the red all the way to the black in one day because of buying power? We've been shown who we are and what folks think of us all year. And a lot of the
Yes.
folks that we spend our money with
Yes.
were the first
Yes.
people that stepped out to say, we don't want to support that. Now, the funny thing about it is the people that stepped out talking about not supporting the DEI hires and got rid of all that equity inclusion hurt more of their own people than the black and brown people, right?
Yeah.
But because of their prejudice and their implicit biasness, they were just believing that they were going to hurt black and brown folk, but they hurt their own. These same people, one of the larger ones, have a relationship with the VP and a company that he is invested in, where they pretty much going to end up shortchanging a lot of big white farmers. Hey, but they'll figure it out when time comes if they already don't know it. So what we're saying, as we hot, that's why they don't want history taught in schools.
Right.
Correct. We gonna ask teachers to do as best job they can to highlight as much as they can about our history, because Black history is American. Black history is world history. Let me say that. Black history is not American history. Black history is world history. When Agent Orange went down the list of things that America invented, that the world benefit from, everything he highlighted it was invented by a black person. So Black history is world history.
100%.
For us as community and for parents, we have to seek out organizations and groups that are doing things around our history. And if you don't want to do that, then do it yourself. But understanding that our buying power and our independence has always been a threat. Not integration, not us trying to assimilate to be more like them. It's about us saying, you know what, I'm cool over here. Y'all can have that. We're going to do our thing. That has always caused a bigger threat. Our vote and our dollar are the two things that we can control that can put a ripple in the water.
Yeah.
And as we highlighted before about the Montgomery bus boycott, when people didn't have vehicles and they found a way to get to work at the same time while proving that point, is a whole lot heavier lift than to say, you know what, I'm not going to buy from this particular store, and I'm definitely not going to buy from this particular store after Halloween. From November 1st to January 1st or February 1st, I'm not buying that from this store.
Right. Yeah, Mac. I mean, the withholding, strategic withholding, or even strategic timing, is something that is not new to us. And you mentioned history. Let's cite the example of the Montgomery bus boycott. So with the Montgomery bus boycott, uh, and I definitely got to give a shout out to the folks that organized the "We Ain't Buying It" situation. I think it had some major impact. That it received a lot of news coverage, international news coverage. So it's definitely walking the lane or in the same lane of what we promote and what we talk about with everything that we do here in Mississippi Move and in Mississippi Black Pages. But the Montgomery bus boycott, it was black folks enacting, designing, constructing a system to move themselves throughout their community in
Mm-hmm.
Montgomery. Um, it was them withholding their money because they had to pay to use the bus. But then beyond that, they started to, as you said, you created a system for you to help yourself. Now, um, how do we take those examples of what they did then in Montgomery, and how do we apply it to what we're doing or attempting to do inside of the end of 2025 headed into 2026? um we need, long-term economic strategy. And I think we have the beginnings of it with us withholding
Mm-hmm.
from shopping during the Black Friday. But I think um we got to go from consumer power to corporate power.
I, I think the system that what we see as corporate is the system that's taught to us to use. The system that they're use is a different method. Um, some of the best system was created by farmers, right? The cooperative,
Co-op, yeah.
and so working and using those type of strategies to support each other. So prime example, and that's a challenge for everybody. Make a list of the things you use in your household on a day-to-day basis, right? That you deem as a necessity, right? We ain't talking about cupcakes. We talking about something that you deem as a necessity, right?
I can't
And the
get the
reason
cupcakes.
I'm gonna tell you why I pointed out cupcakes, because if you really like cupcakes,
Yeah,
I know for a fact that there are black-owned
cake
places that
mix.
sell the mix. Bake them
Yeah.
yourself, right? So identify all the things that you use on a regular basis. Out of all those things you use, 75%, try to see if you can find a black manufacturer or wholesaler that sells those things. What you're going to find is that we do not contribute a, a large fraction of what's needed to sustain us. So we're not talking about reinventing the wheel and doing something, the next big thing. We're talking about who produces toilet paper, who produces your dish soap, who produces the laundry detergent, who produced those things, who either manufacture it or wholesale it in your area. You have to ask those questions. And when we find out that we don't check those boxes, that lets you know there's no another opportunity for us to create. There are enough black people in majority areas to sustain themselves if they did business with each other, but they don't. I've said this ever since we started the Black Pages Networking Mixer. If every black owned business that's that was there at the mixer find out what black owned business provided a product that they use in their office or store or wherever it may be, and say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that I at least do business with these two guys. And not just say for office, well, name a black owned paper company. All of us use typing paper. What's a black owned paper company? Let us work out a deal and let's order some paper. Let's find enough offices of black law firms and black people that use office space that need typing paper. Let's find enough of them to the point where somebody we know can start their own wholesale business with the same company and have a site here that sell the same paper. It. I'm not telling us to do it, but the other part is the restraint. You could not stop watching it. You could not stop waiting, because they got the little thing telling you, oh, it's Black Friday about to start. And then Cyber Monday is like, you just, and they boost it up and make you think that you're going to get this great deal. Like you had to have it at that time frame. But we want these people to change how they operate with us and handle us because they should, because it's the right thing to do. Power concedes to power. Iron sharpens iron. We might not make, and stop taking your power saying like, oh, it ain't but this many of us. I don't give a damn if it's 5 of us. 5 of us ain't, you're not gonna get our money. That's it. So how, as someone, you know, it's just like certain products. Unless a client asks me for, I don't bartend with them no more. No, I don't bartend with them no more. Unless they consistently say, "Hey, I want this," I don't get them. I can't hear you, Chuck. I, I can't hear you.
My bad. My bad. I had some background noise. All right. So what I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying. You're saying your practical application
Mm-hmm.
in your business operations, you buy certain beverages for your bartending business.
Yeah.
And the only reason that you would deviate from that is that a client ask
Mm-hmm.
for a product outside of what you would usually buy.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
But
So that's an easy thing to do.
but I'm just one, right?
Yeah.
But if we make it seem like it's a huge thing, and we talk ourselves out of doing it, right? We talk, that goes back to the buying power. Whether it's a good example or not, 3 of us, when we was in our early 20s, came to a person that was selling a rifle and said, "Hey, I see you got this rifle for sale. How much would you sell the rifle if all 3 of us bought one?" And the owner looked and said, "I'll give y'all this deal if y'all gonna buy all 3." There go your buying power.
Right. In a small application.
Yeah, small application.
Right.
So if we are trying to really say, "Hey, we're not going to deal with this business or whatever," I have 175 households with a medium income of $50,000 that say, if you put this business here, we are supporting it. That's buying power. Versus me ordering mine, I got this many households that want to order the same thing. That person that manufactures whatever it is going to say, I might need to invest in getting a satellite office there because there's enough business to make sense. We have the buying power. What they traditionally do for us, they take whatever business it is out of our community, and then we drive 20 to 30 minutes to go support that same business because now you want the product. And they are never going to put another business like that back in your community because you are willing to drive 30 minutes outside of your community to spend your money. And then we turn around and say, "Man, we ain't got nothing nice over here," because they gonna keep following the same practice. Why would they let that money recycle in your community? Meaning that they're going to pay taxes on the money they're being made and put that money right back into your community when you're willing to drive to an uncomfortable time to spend your money with them. I'm gonna stay over here. Again, if we want to understand the power of the bus boycott, we have to understand the power of the discipline and the sacrifice that they made during a time when they had limited options to prove their point.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in a prove our point, period. We should be, but we're not. We are just still going along and like, man, that's such whatever we tell ourselves to not go buy another goddamn TV or whatever the case may be. I don't know why these folks, they always got sales on TV. I don't know.
Man, TVs are so cheap. You don't even ever need a sale on TVs.
I don't understand, anyway. But
Yeah.
that's a deeper conversation. My point is they are businesses. And what businesses that we use and we don't have, then that's an opportunity for someone else to create. But it's a simple thing when people say, "Hey, we're gonna make a pack and we're not gonna buy on this day."
Right.
and then people still go buy and justify why they bought. So you tell me you couldn't wait, or you couldn't buy it earlier? That's impulsive. That impulsive buying. You get into the whole system of being a part of whatever this big thing is, and it's really not. It's an orchestrated plan. You got supply and demand. You got demand and supply. They gonna put it out there. Big sale. It's stuff that you don't need, don't have the money for, but you're gonna buy it because they told you it's on sale.
Yeah.
Chuck, if I told you that off the coast, that there's an opportunity, Chuck, that you can own an island, that y'all can stay on an island, Chuck. You ain't got to go buy some. You can stay on an island. I know it sounds like a lot. The island was on sale. The island was originally priced at $5 million, but Chuck, the island is on sale right now for $1.5 million cash. Chuck, you can't beat that. It's on sale. Now, for one, Chuck ain't looking for no island. Chuck don't have the $1.5 million. But that sale sound, man, it's on sale for real.
Wait, you sound like Bart.
But that's how you get excited.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't, we just had this conversation. You weren't even thinking about an island.
You
Like, what
were
would you
not
do with an
thinking about
island?
an island.
How you
Yeah.
going to get back and forth off the island?
Yeah,
And you know what I'm saying?
you don't have transportation to the island in the first place right now, but you're in the lookbook considering the island. I get what you're saying, man.
Because it's put in front of you that it's a sale and
Right.
that you need this. You need this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Now I do have we have friends. And we know that there are some deep discounts. Because for instance, if you're looking for a tractor, right? And you know that, or a car, at this particular time of year, the numbers say that this tractor, this car, or this stock is going to be at the lowest point, or you're actively shopping for the lowest point, which is kind of like the negotiation tactic where you say, well, look, I'm gonna wait till I know that Matt gonna be in the market for this island at the same time that I'm almost ready. So let us find two more people that's gonna be in the market at the same time, and then we all go together. Or we're all waiting for this particular dip or this drop.
Yeah.
I think what you were hinting at earlier is discipline. It is forecasting. Um, it is it's really just it's all around education and us preparing and looking long term into what are the things that we need for our household. Can we buy in bulk? How much do I really need to get through 3 months, or versus, what can I put in my outdoor freezer? The freezer that's in the garage versus the freezer that's in the kitchen. Um, all of those things are what points towards discipline, planning, and then kind of weaning yourself off of this system that is designed to keep us dependent and willing to, like you said, drive on the other side of town.
Man,
I think.
listen. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was saying, like, if you pay attention, like, the narrative for Christmas is to make you spend, right? They have stirred so much shit into Christmas, it don't make no sense. I'm talking about they just want you all in your emotions to do whatever it may be. The push starts at Halloween. Like Christmas stuff, like this is the time of year they look for. Because this is the time of year we can get folks to buy stuff. Because the
Yeah.
only thing I got to do is tell you, Chuck, you know you want to get that for your boys. And it's on sale right now for Christmas. So you're like, you know what? They do need that. Like, that's the push. So you got these big sales. So now you skip everything else because the goal is to get the Christmas. The goal is to get the Christmas every year. So now they started selling stuff for Christmas decorations and everything a lot earlier. It continues to get earlier and earlier. But the people that benefit from this selling have been treating you like shit all year.
See, and
They,
now
I'm
now
just,
you trying to go and shop with them.
they've been treating you. They have supported interest that does not benefit your people or your family. Them same children you telling, yeah, you need to go to that place and buy this for your children. Them same people didn't care about you or your children. But now you're gonna go make them rich or richer. Why? Why are we doing that? And this is a consistent basis we do that. When we turn around, what do we have? When there's why are we not self-sufficient enough to take care of our own community without having to go to any type of government sources? Because we have the resources, we have the talent, we have the work, we have the know-how. It just we don't work together for one common goal, one common cause, and make the sacrifices needed to prove the point or to win. Because it might not be a large thing; it might be something small. You might start out with something small. You might not be able to uh, take care of but 40 people
Right.
or 50, but that's the start, and then you build from there.
Yeah.
That's how they got us, right? We spending our money everywhere and not spending in one central location, and we're not spending with people that appreciate us by standing up for whatever it may be, right? It's in
Yeah.
our best interest.
Yeah.
Again,
I think that's the thing that we have to do a bit more of is citing those examples. Like you said, like they try to hide the examples through taking certain history uh lessons, books, stories out of our reach. So if we continue to do storytelling through podcasting, through the production of our own short films, uh feature length films like Maximus,
mhm,
uh and other Tugaluans that are creating these 100 filmmakers over that time period that he set. Even Anjanou Ellis with what she did at Tougaloo with the convocation, she brought in all of these women, and they told stories from uh if or like worked out production. Like it was kind of like the workout room that Rita does with her comedy. Anjanou kind of expanded on that, made it a whole weekend, and then you got people that are speakers, that are uh actresses, that are actively working through material, creating the space, and then next thing you know, this something that happened at Tougaloo
mhm.
a year later through long-term production is now on the big screen, and it was produced for us, by us, and we are the audience that it was intended for. um I think if we've had a long road to hoe, but if we continue to go row by row and cultivate and be true to our our character, be true to who God designed us to be for the people that we're supposed to be with, we will be fine. But as you pointed out, man, we got to make sure that we don't get distracted by these sale tactics and things like that.
And the thing about it is, we're not talking about at this point in time 100%, but we're talking about to
Micro.
shift,
Yeah.
to shift the main things. Try to find out who creates this, who makes it, right? Um, and who makes something similar that you really need or that you really enjoy, and try to keep as much money. If every person, every black household said that, hey, that I'm going to focus that 40% of my shopping be done with a black owned business,
Right. That's
we are,
being intentional.
we would help cut unemployment because we would give other folks a purpose, meaning that if too many people start asking for the same thing, be like, man, we don't have one of these over here. We don't have one. So that means either the people that's in the area that don't have a job or the one that has that business gonna have to start looking at creating something in that area where you're getting a lot of this business from. Cause that's another opportunity.
Right.
But that goes back to us being intentional. Like South Jackson now, right down the road from where Jackson Cash and Carry used to be, the Food Depot is closing. Now, a lot of people went to Food Depot and then go to Jackson Cash and Carry, even
Mm-hmm.
when Mr. Price opened it. So now, a few years later, the same place that you patronize is not going to be, it's going to be gone. Like, what is going to be our solution to help make sure we take care of our community? And it's a bigger solution than us just talking about it. There are details, things that have to happen. That's one thing you got to be. It's going to be details. It got to be micro details that go into and grow larger of who knowing who going to do what, um, and the money. Money plays a major role because we don't have the money. So I mean, we're getting the money from another party, and by the time it goes to that, it's gone again out of our community. It's not turning over. It's not circling. Um, and that's what we got. That's what we see the true benefit. I was just talking to a gentleman earlier. We were saying that integration. Before
It
then,
hurts.
when we had our own stuff, right, we could point to and we lived in the same areas. Well, as soon as we started making a certain amount, we started moving to different areas. And when we did that, we started to destabilize our community. When we did that, that's when you start seeing unemployment go up. That's when you start seeing that there are no black-owned businesses here or there. They were like, "Oh, there used to be, and it used to be, and why there isn't it still not?" Well, this is the reason. We don't see the need to make the sacrifices that were made during the bus boycott because I don't think we truly see the situation what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to who owns what product or owns what land or whatever the case may be, or what business. We are on a cycle of like a virtual hamster wheel where they say this is what you should do and this is what you should do and that's what you should do. And when you start to go off the rails and focus on yourself, then that's when you start to have a lot of issues, especially when it becomes successful amongst your peers. It's going to definitely be something that you're going to have to look out for. So, what time is it? I think we close to the mark.
Yeah, we at 9:53 right now. Let me see some. So I think one of the things that we got to do some we talked about like physical
Hmm.
locations.
Yeah.
We also got to start paying attention to the digital economy and ways that we can um, begin to create more buying power, more make it easier for us to circulate money uh
Hmm.
digitally amongst each other. Um and all of that leans to, you know, what we were talking about earlier with long-term strategy. But then the the part of it that you and I have had some conversations about is when we walk into a business and when we're swiping our card, the the one thing that we're not thinking about at that point is, all right, who's making money off of the credit card processing, the debit card processing. So I've been thinking about Square,
Mm-hmm.
Stripe, uh, Shopify, uh, WordPress, Wix,
Mm-hmm.
um, how we host our websites, how we build our websites, how we do online transactions, uh, and then those payment gateways. That's actually how we make the money. So being able to go into a place and say, all right, I'm gonna pay cash, that's one thing. Most of us not gonna pay cash.
Mm-hmm.
How do we make it easier for us to do business uh digitally, or in the ways that in today's cyber digital economy, how do we begin to make money off of off of that process? Because right now, if I go to pay you, it still got to go
Mm-hmm.
through somebody to get to
Yeah.
you. So I just wanted to touch on that, because we talked a lot about like the act of the purchase, but we really don't understand um the loop or the thing that happens when we purchase with somebody.
Yeah.
Like did that go through a payment gateway that is owned by a or facilitated by a black bank? Um, are you with a black bank? Do you have the opportunity? Do you have one of those close to you where you can actually go in? Does that credit union have, or that banking institution, financial institution have the apps and things in place that make it easy for you to do business with them no matter where you are? All
Mm-hmm.
of these are very real questions, but I don't know if we have all the answers to them.
I think there's so many different places to make money when it comes to our community that we don't think about because we don't see it. Or as my uncle would say, I ain't never heard tell of it. Right? You don't know nobody that does it. You
Yeah.
don't know nobody that has a firm that has the credit card processing, or that sells POS systems. We don't know any of that. Um, we we are limited on our knowledge when it comes to business intentionally. But business going to boil back down to basic budgeting and household and purchasing and ownership. So no matter who comes to your community, they can come and buy a gas station, liquor store, whatever. They're not going to have to talk to nobody that look like you to get access to that gas station. So next thing you know, you look up and they got some other folk in there working. You're going to look at it and say, well, they got some other folks in there working, and you're going to look at it, well, how can we be those people that can own the gas station? How
Hmm.
can That's something that everybody needs, right? You're going to need fuel, regardless of what it may be. Even if you want to evolve and say, hey, I got a charging station on the other side where you can plug your good car
Right.
in. It's them folks come, they talk to the previous owner, and they set up shop, and we say something, whatever we say, we still go back and trade and do business with them. But there's so many things, like you say, when you own a business, you think about how many opportunities that there's a job or another business opportunity for somebody else, to help support a black business. Just think about it. If Chuck created a black POS system that he based, and I'm just spitballing, right?
Yeah.
That in order to charge less fees, you needed this many businesses to sign up where you could still provide a great service, great product, and make a profit. So, but if like, man, you can get your POS system for Chuck, this is what Chuck does, blah, blah, blah. You can sustain, right? Even if you say, well, I need 50 businesses, I need 100 businesses. we have enough businesses to own our own POS system. We have enough business to own our own everything. But my point of it is that though if you are able to service those businesses, you can create another business just by servicing those businesses.
Right.
Especially if we all centrally located in one area. There's so many opportunities for us uh, to take care of us, especially when we know and believe that certain products are geared towards us to not help us produce the best, right? The food, not only would it have something in it, it causes different problems in the body. So we are definitely up the creek without a paddle, and we got to start off small, regardless of what it may be. Let's start buying those small things, transferring our businesses. So the conversation we talk about now is understanding the purpose of the boycotts compared to the boycott. Two, understanding your alternative for whatever you're boycotting. Where would you be able to go get something similar that's a necessity that you need to be able to do it? What do you want to see change when you boycott? What are you doing in reference to quote unquote punishment because of how they sided with people all year that did not do things in our best interest, or you're going to want to see something from that individual company? So then it goes back to, well, how long we're going to boycott, right? What's the next move?
Right.
You get to ask those questions. But the alternative, if I can't buy from Chuck, then where I'm gonna buy from? So it's like you got to provide a lot when you're talking about creating a strategy that sell folks. Now people can look, but people are not gonna look. If you get a certain type of bread, and I know you can tell me that I can go buy the same type of bread that's better and better for you over here, well then why would I go back to buying bread from this person?
Right.
It go back to convenience.
Convenience.
That's where we want to be. So
And convenience is a large motivator of what we sometimes pay for,
mhm.
but convenience is not what we're programmed for in certain situations. Like I love uh the gas station
Mhm.
being just a parking lot away from where I get my groceries. So if I'm doing grocery pickup,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say, well, I'm gonna go and get my gas, and once I get my gas, I go pull in the parking spot number 2, pick up my groceries. That's
Mhm.
that's convenience. Even more convenient is me being able to have my groceries delivered
Right.
to my house. But going from your home all the way to the other side of the county, because the business that was in your same city is now on the other side of the county,
Yep.
and that cycle continues to happen. And now it's like, well, it ain't that far. So we get beat into this cycle. So I think we got to start having more conversations around convenience and access. Like, I mean, even, that's a rabbit hole. Access to care,
Yeah.
access
Oh,
to,
another monster.
yeah, access to certain types of foods like
Yeah.
fresh food, access to water, access to clean air. So we can keep going down this rabbit hole, and it's not a new thing for us to talk about, in environmental warfare. It's not a new thing for us to talk about, our businesses and our communities being under assault. But at the end of the day, we all got to start thinking differently, and we got to understand that we have power. We are power. Our dollars have power. Um, but ultimately, your decisions have a whole heap of power. And when we all start making those same decisions, meaning
Hmm.
collective decision making, uh, and we move with intention, then we move towards impact. And I think the example that we cited, the Montgomery bus boycott, that created impact. I think even with this, we ain't buying it. It created impact because you had a lot of people that
Yeah.
withheld their dollars, and then you still had some contrarian folk, but we
Yeah.
all know that everybody ain't gonna get on board immediately. So the thing that we'll continue to say is when you own your own labor, even if you're working for somebody, you understand that your labor is what this economy runs on. Our creativity, our culture is what fuels these social media platforms. Uh, and the question is really what we're gonna do with our power
Yeah.
because it's us. It's us that's fueling all of this stuff.
It's us that can hold back us and propel us.
Absolutely.
And that's what I want to understand. So when we start talking about it's like what came first, chicken or the egg? To get the power we need, sometimes we're gonna need money. All right, right? And to get more money, we're gonna need power. But it's gotta start somewhere.
That's right.
And that's why we always play to get to where the money resides. You might
That's
have to
right.
work 2 jobs. You might have to do whatever it is to get to the position where you can take these funds, put it into your orchestrated plan to fuel your business so that you can help become part of the change agent.
Starts at home.
Starts with what you want to do. Every talent, at this point in time, your talent should be doing something. What's your gift? What's your talent? Find out what it is. Find out how to sharpen it and then monetize it. Let's figure out what can you do. What is it? Well, don't nobody want to learn violin. I teach violin, but nobody who don't want to learn violin. Have you found anybody? Have you asked anybody?
Man, last time I checked, music teachers always had somebody in their
Even
in
if
their
you
living
ain't have a
room.
one student, make that student be the best student. Put that student out there and let them perform. And then with now you can say this is the before and after. And then everybody like, you know what? I want to play violin. I want my child. I want.
Right.
So then it grows.
The next thing you
But
know,
people
the
gonna get
Sonic Boom got a violin section.
at least for performances, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Might not be
Yeah.
margin with that thing, but when it comes to certain performances,
Yeah.
you out there with that thing going at it.
No,
So
look. I mean, that's a crazy example. But I know for sure that in the past 2 years, I've seen a number of people
mhm.
that put ISO in search of violinist for uh wedding ceremony or event.
So all right, so we just talked about the brother, I forgot his name, that was at Jack's that was he was performing everywhere. You did not know you wanted a violinist until you saw him perform.
Yeah.
And how he performed was he had like the hip hop jazz instrumental playing, and then he plays along with it. And he looked the part, and he would walk around the room and play. And then it's
You
like,
got
you
a
know
question?
what?
Yeah.
I
I
didn't
like
know I
that.
liked the violin until I saw it.
Yeah.
Go back to what we used to do with a lot of different liquor beverages. You didn't know you liked it until you actually got a chance to try it
Right.
because you knew what you knew. That's it. So it's different things out there that we might not be used to seeing or hearing that you might actually like once you're in a setting where you have to hear it at least once.
Right. Matt, we got a question in the comments from Marta.
Mhm.
Make sure I enlarge it so I can see it. Marta says, how can we help our black businesses strengthen our branding so that we build brand loyalty in the way that many well-known businesses that start with W's and A's?
Hmm.
Marta's so smart. Uh, I think, man, on the branding side is kind of what Mac is talking about right now. One, I think we begin with understanding what a brand is, and being able to communicate that a brand is not only a logo.
What?
A brand is how you feel uh, when you experience a yard boy party, or when you go to uh, the Jackson State football game, or when you when you see the young man with the violin performing in the way that all of those things are a brand identity. And I think once we begin to understand that brand is beyond logo, uh and also I think we got to get to the point where we can incubate businesses. And I think Dr. Key is doing a great job of this uh, nationally,
Mm,
but more so locally. We gotta start to make it easier for businesses to be incubated, um, so that they can understand what it is to build a brand. And then once you have an understanding of what it is, then
mm,
you launch. Uh, not to say that you can't start somewhere, but we got to start somewhere. Um,
huh.
Go ahead, Mac.
But I think is you make it a household name. The you make it be something that you feel like that you have to have and that you can't live without. Right? It's a necessity that you got to get when you start to. So I give an example for us. Growing up, we had the Giles used to have a burger spot, right? Right? They had a burger spot. Well, we wanted McDonald's. Why? That's the commercial that was in front of us.
Because the commercial.
Right.
Ooh, another great point. I hear you. Keep going. Keep
Yeah.
going.
So it's in front of you, in front of you, in front of you.
Yeah.
Now at 40, 45, we like, you had a burger that was handmade by people
I don't
that you
want no
knew.
McDonald's.
It was real ground chuck, right? The
Right.
burger was so big you can't eat it. Battered fries, and the fries with potatoes that somebody cut,
Right.
right? You got fresh pickles and onions and all that.
All of
Season.
that.
Because that had pushed in front of us. Oh, I want that. See, that burger we get, it ain't perfectly round like that burger. It ain't, it don't taste like that burger, right? And so we start talking about from home cooking and different things of that nature. They're just giving an example, like the commercials made you want it to be there. Cause
Right.
like everybody was enjoying the food. Have you ever seen anybody on a commercial eat something and be like, it's all right? No.
Nah, you ain't never seen nobody do
When
that.
they eat it, they go like, "Oh, I think I see St. Peter. I think I've arrived." Right? That's how they're gonna make you feel like, man, I want to go try that.
Yeah.
That's what the design is to do. It psychologically make you want to say it, even if you want to be a pessimist. Like, man, I bet it don't taste like that. I'm gonna get one just to prove it.
Right.
You still bought it. You know what I'm saying? You still won. So when we start talking about messaging, goes back to a Will Smith movie, right? Seeing things multiple times and hearing things multiple times,
Yep. You got to see it. You got to feel it. You got
and
to
it makes
hear
you
it.
start to speak it, right? Give an example. The influencers, which are the cues from 2000 to 2003, no, 2000, 2002. We've heard the groove so much that everybody during that era talk about the groove.
What's the
It
groove?
it was the norm to talk about the groove. That's what it was it set the language. It changed the language to that was how everyone in the circle spoke or what they talked about or how
Right.
they reference certain things. Where go back to messaging too. That's what we start talking about and outlook and businesses and and that's what I was telling. I was highlighting some things about country music. You listen to some country music, you think you like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go skin me a deer. Like, what? Yeah, this song makes me want to go out and go skin a deer. You know, it
Yeah.
makes me feel that way. The messaging, it makes you think about a humbler time, a more basic time, and how living off the land is so fun until you're actually out there trying to work 2 acres with a shovel and a hoe, and you look like this is bullshit. This I don't know no song that make this feel like it's fun. It's not. It's a necessity, but it's definitely not fun, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's definitely a necessity. So I think that branding, um, and branding to certain people is also will determine how you brand and how you put your message out there.
Yeah.
What she say? I saw. and
Marta says she saw Black Panther 6 times in the theater. I did this in multiple cities. I did it because of how it made me feel. It was more than a logo. Black businesses could learn something from that. I 100% agree. That is exactly what I was getting at.
and that's what I was going to say. Like we said this before, and we talk about the folks on the land of caucus, and then you want we know you want our community to do different things. I think you're right. I think we should start calling our young brothers and sisters kings and queens and prince and princesses, and let them know who they are and that this is their land and they should walk with pride and carry themselves. And this is going to help you get to the where you want to be, right? You want
Right.
to turn the community around because of all the crime. But let us start speaking certain life into our children to let them know who they are and who they and who they can be and who they should be, and use these languages. So when you see this young black boy walk around, I want you to, as Mr. Land of Caucus man, I want you to say, um, "Hey, young king, can you help me do that? Because that's going to help you get to the end result. Make
Mm.
sure that he continues to be a productive citizen and not go to a life of crime. Are you willing to do that for me?"
Are you willing to do that?
No. But that messaging of that young man growing up and hearing that on a regular basis, he would make the different choices to say, "I'm a such and such.
Right.
I was born for this. I was born to this is mine." Because that's what they do for theirs, right? If we did that messaging, when your son, your daughter hears that, it makes them feel like they have to carry themselves a different way
Right.
and do things differently and respond to different things. That's all in the messaging. It's all in the marketing. Chuck is Chuck is marketing right now, and his boys don't even know it. They love baseball,
They love it.
and right now, whatever he needs to get done in that house, if they know that if they don't have everything done and marketing, they know they're gonna have a great, and he gonna, y'all gonna have a great time with your friends. Y'all gonna get a chance to eat. Da 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 da. And they're like, man, I sure did. I sure what I did. What do I need to do?
What I need to do. What do I need to do so I can get to where I need to be?
There it is. That's where they are. What did she say? Oh, she just got the
No, man. The branding part that Marta is bringing up, uh it is a thing that some businesses do well. And then some of us we miss the mark. But I think it's because we don't I kind of hate to say this out loud, but I gotta
oh
say it.
Lord. Oh Lord.
I think that there's a school on the north side of town that has gotten away from what it does well. The school on the north side of town has attempted to lean into things that it's that it wasn't designed for. It's like this is outside of your character. This is not who you were designed to be. And then there's another school that leaned into what they were designed to be. The storytelling part of it, uh the the part of it where you when you really, even with the Black Panther thing, when you understand all of the people that came before you and the lineage that you are a part of, you like, well, man, look, this is exactly what we're gonna do. And I think the point of innovation that we're able to uh achieve in certain places, and the traditions that we're designed to walk in,
Mhm.
we sometimes try to lose, or we lose sight of the tradition because we're leaning too far into the whole innovation or even individuality. And I'm not saying that we all got to be the same thing, but we still got to understand, like, look, man, you were born into this family. You have been tasked with carrying on these traditions. Now you can innovate it to a certain point, but you still got to hold true to certain principles.
Well, it's two things. When you don't know who you are, you become who they tell you you should be. That's one, right? When you don't know that, tradition lasts about 25 years in black family, black culture. If you notice, I always tell people when you're talking, come to our people. When you listen to why we, it always started with I don't feel or I feel, and well, why you want to do something? I just want to do something different. Well, why? Right, and meaning that um, it's like what you say when this is what you do well. This is what's being productive. Not saying you can't expound and do something different, by taking it to another level on something that you already have a foundation for. You just like, yeah, I've been doing barbecue for 25 years. You know what? I think I'm going to start selling sushi. You're like, do you know how to make sushi? It can't be that hard. So, but you've been doing barbecue for 25 years. Yep. This is your full time. Yep. So now you're gonna just start selling sushi. Why? I'm tired of barbecue. I want to do something different. Okay. Well, how about you start adding a sushi day
It, making some
versus
sushi barbecue.
just stop and just cutting off everything, right?
Right.
So it's those things we talk about of there's there's a special group of folks all around the country, all around the world that are looking for certain specific things. No matter how odd, weird, or whatever skill set, trade, task, whatever it may be that you offer, there's somebody that's looking for it. You just got to find that group of folks. If your bread and butter is advocacy and social justice, well, the folks in your surrounding area might not be into that. But there's some people that's like, you know what? I want to go somewhere where hey man, they serious. I want to go there. I want to be a part of that. Also, people look for something that's larger than themselves. People want to be a part of something that's moving in a certain direction. They want to be a part of something, and they want to be part of something that's moving. If it looks like it's not moving, if it's dead in the water, that's where it's gonna stay. So, but it goes back to marketing. Tell me how my life is going to change for the benefit by me coming here. Tell me what am I doing by coming here, right? Again, Here's the thing. It goes back to education and voting. If your biggest selling tool is talking about the history of our people and how we played a part in advocating for the rights of our people during a terrible time, and the system does not allow you to talk about that in the school setting, so how do you supposed to know about the history of this particular place and why you want to be a part of it? So now, again, when we're talking about those certain things that you look for, if you didn't play baseball growing up and you look at them and say, man, this school right here got to stay at our baseball team, you can look like, okay, because you don't have that history in baseball.
Right. No understanding, no baseline, no. It don't mean anything to you.
So it don't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
So if I don't have the backstory and history, understanding why it's important for some, you know, understanding all the stuff that happened to our community, and now is awakening something in me. You know what? I want to be a part of something larger. I want to really work. I want to learn about. And I can go here and learn all that. But when you taking that desire out
Yeah.
early, it's marketing. That means your marketing strategy has to be on a different level of reaching them and educating folks about, hey, this is why you should be here with us. Now you got to do a heavier lift. You're gonna have to tap folks in the community. You're gonna tap them at the events. You're gonna have to tap them somewhere else to be able to get their attention. Say, hey, I think you're a good fit for here
Right.
because you are associated with this group and that group and this group, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, this place we talk about, I think you should have the biggest table at every choir competition, every choir, every debate. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I do.
Every
You
every
you have to go the where we've had success. You
oh,
have to go where we've had success. So if these,
science. If
yeah,
there's a science fair for the local schools and you got a
you get a
large group of,
table there. You start
I need to
recruiting
have
at the middle school science fair.
biggest table
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
I can recruit.
I'll give you this, and we're gonna get out of here. And shout out to Kenosha and a couple more people over there on Instagram. Um, Kenosha, he he's talking about buying black ever piss you off. He did hashtag service, but um, the story that I'm about to share
Mm,
is connected to the way that I advised my chapter when I worked at Tuglu. Through my analysis, and
mm,
this is me gaining an understanding of the guys that came through Row Epsilon before me, and then also paying attention to the guys who came through Row Epsilon after me, and putting them all on this imaginary board. And
mm,
I started to tick off the things. I was like, well, all right, this guy didn't do so well, but these other 7 to 10 guys,
mm.
they did well, but these 7 to 10 guys have 2 or 3 or 4 things in common. So when I'm looking at the criteria for the people that have the potential to do well in this space, I can go ahead and say, like, look, hey man, I like you as a person. You seem pretty cool. We could probably hang out. But I don't think this is going to be a good fit for you. So let's look at it from the other side of it. All right, how do we identify? And this is really going back to the whole branding conversation. How do I identify the customers that are going to be the best for me?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't talking to the person that I know I ain't gonna do well with. And personal story, I did that for Row Epsilon.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that lesson, but some other people didn't learn that lesson.
Mm.
You continue to say, well, we're gonna give this person a chance.
I got to pause right there, Chuck.
Pause.
I had the same conversation.
Now this branding. Now this branding.
I said this. I said it's not a job. And they looked at me, crazy. I said, this ain't no damn job. Like, this is for life, type of thing. Like, if he doesn't do well, it's not like hey, all right, see you later. It's that's what I think. Depending on the situation, you got to look at it. It goes back again to that. Everybody get a trophy. No, that's not right.
Absolutely.
Everybody doesn't. You are not everybody cup of shot of tequila or drink of whiskey, right? You're not every. It's an acquired taste. That's what we tell everybody. When you drink such, oh, I'm drinking Woodford. What you drinking with? I drink it on the rocks. It's an acquired taste. It's not for everybody. You are searching for the people that have that acquired taste,
right?
Because this is not for everybody. They're not going to look at it and appreciate it the same. I actually had this conversation with a person that came in here. They're like, "Well, you ain't got no new stuff. And it's old new stuff." I said, "Well," and he just kept saying it. I always say that. I said, "Well, I don't do ninja stuff. I don't do ninja shit, right?" He's like, "What do you mean by that?" I said, I don't just have stuff in here all bunched up and just get new stuff just because it's new. I said, I have a set clientele. I get what they ask for.
Right.
And every now and then, if the vendor has something new, then that's what I'll look at. If somebody asks about it, then I'll try to get it.
And it fits your customer profile.
So if you just want to, I said, because you can't buy one or two. When you buy stuff, you got to buy it in bulk.
Right.
So I got it. And then it's something new, and you might not even want it, but now I have it. I'm like,
and it's sitting there collecting.
This ain't for everybody,
right?
And I think that's the thing that we look at too. This is not for everybody. You got to advertise, and how do you? And then sometimes you can change folks' palates.
Correct.
That ain't traditionally what they used to, or was looking for, but it's what
by proximity.
It's what they needed.
Right.
It worked out perfect for them. So,
yeah.
But we know, for one thing, right? One thing for certain, two things for sure. If we ain't got some money, we can't make nothing happen.
Can't make nothing happen.
Always. If y'all want to help us, right? We got some folks we trying to help with Mississippi Move, but we can't help them until we can get to where the money reside. Put it in your hand.
Put it in my hand. We're going to where the money reside. We got that QR code up there. We are helping as many people as we can. We also want to make sure that you know about the Hub City voter registration and toy drive this weekend at the 49 Bar and Lounge. It's right there on Highway 49 in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So meet Mississippi Move in Hattiesburg this Saturday. And of course, we'll have some other things popping off. And we appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. We'll see y'all next week for another episode of Nightcap Knowledge. Peace.